Arkansas fans, I need you to answer this question. What are the realistic expectations in Fayetteville for 2025? Because last year the Hogs went 7-6, 2 signature wins over Texas Tech and a top 10 Tennessee team, but you blew a lead to a dreadful Oklahoma State roster. You looked awful for 4 quarters against Ole Miss. You looked terrible in the second half against LSU. And a lot of that talent that we saw, they hightailed it off to the transfer portal. So I don't know what to make of the Hogs going into this year. I do have 3 bold predictions that could alter your pathway in finishing bowl eligible, maybe firing up the resume for a new coach. So let's get into it. Welcome on into SEC Unfiltered. It's Cole Thompson here. Hog Nation, like the video, hit the ring notification, and subscribe to the channel because we talk college football every single day. Download the podcast version of the show wherever you get your podcast listening systems. Follow us on social media. Link is in the description. Follow me at Mr. Cole Thompson. And check out all of our great work found at SECUnfiltered.com. And as always, we're proudly fueled by our friends over at FANDUEL. Go to FANDUEL.com/SECU to join today and get started with $250 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. Lines are out for Taylen Green's Heisman odds, over under win totals, and several games for the Hogs. So just throw down $5. Win that bet, get $250 in bonus bets to play on through in 2025 when you go to FANDUEL.com/SECU. Bold prediction number 1. And I'm not sure this is really bold, but I do think that this is going to actually happen. Omega Blake leads the FBS, not the SEC. I want to preface that. The FBS, all of college football, in receiving yards per catch. Last season at Charlotte, 32 catches, 795 yards, 9 total touchdowns. Okay, pretty solid year for a former 49er. Here's the number that people are paying attention to. 24.8 among all wide receivers with at least 10 catches. Omega Blake led the country in yards per reception. This is a go guy. This is a dude that you say, hey, win at the point of attack and then just keep on running. You are Forrest Gump. Run, Omega, run. That's what we want to see from you every single time that the football touches your hand. And if you know anything about me, you know how I feel about Taylen Green. Good Taylen Green is like drunk Taco Bell at 2 a.m. It is the only thing that's going to settle your stomach. That could be a lethal connection. That could be one of the most, hey, just give them the 6 points when you go ahead and watch them play. Because when Taylen Green uncorks one, and he has capabilities to do so, it is nothing short of a beaut. It is exactly why Bobby Petrino went to Boise, Idaho and said, yep, that's my quarterback. That's the guy that I want. He has SEC playing experience, but he didn't really do much when he was at South Carolina. So he goes down to Charlotte, has a really good year last season in an underwhelming offense. I think that as when you look at the current status of Arkansas's unit, who are the key players? Who is that wide receiver number 1 that you're absolutely trusting going into this year with Andrew Armstrong gone? It's probably not going to be Ishmael Sleece. It's definitely probably not going to be Raylan Sharp. I don't think it's going to be Jalen Brown or Cam Shanks or even Courtney Crutchfield. You got to have somebody. And I think Omega Blake, from the veteranship and the experience, from the fact that you know that he has great straight line speed and he can probably win at least with the post route or the comeback route at 18, 23 yards, that's going to lead to Arkansas wanting to be one of the more explosive offenses in college football. Again, Bobby Petrino, he knows his system like the back of his hand, and it's worked. It worked last year at times. So just go ahead and find number 9. Go ahead and have him connect with Taylen Green, and that's worth a perfect 10 every single time that these two touch the ball. I think that Omega Blake is not going to finish with like 50 catches. I don't know if he's going to finish with like 100 catches. I don't think he's going to finish with 1,000 yards, if I can just throw that out there. What I will say is that based off of the number that college football stats look at every single year, 24.8, yeah, that was a setting stone. I could see him averaging 27.2. I could see him averaging 28.1. I could see him averaging 29.3. There are going to be plays to where we know when you face off against the Hogs, the most explosive player on either sideline currently is on the field at number 9. And my prediction number 2, this goes back to Taylen Green. Taylen Green's going to throw for 4,300 yards. I think he's also going to lead the SEC in turnovers. This is where it kind of gets a little bit bad. So let's start with the positive things. I don't know what I'm getting in Braylon Russell just yet. I think that he is a very solid running back 1, but he had Jaquindon Jackson pile driving his way through. I don't know what you have outside of that right now. Maybe you are going to trust Mike Washington. Maybe you are going to trust AJ Green. Maybe Rodney Hill has a role. but Braylon Russell is going to be your main guy. So if the offensive line, which is replacing multiple starters, I think 3 if I'm not mistaken, is not able to create that separation to get Braylon Russell to set you up in a 2nd and manageable, and you're living in 2nd and 11, and you're forcing yourself to play in 3rd and 9, your offense may become one-dimensional, but it kind of has to be, which is why I think Taylen Green is going to have the numbers that he will. He is going to throw the football a lot. He is going to be proud. I will not be shocked if he finishes with the most passing attempts in the SEC this year. He is going to be a dude that is sitting back in the pocket and waiting for somebody to get on open, whether it be Crutchfield, whether it be Blake, whether it be your new tight end and Johan Jones, whether it be Andreas Pass, whether it be Jalen Brown. He's sitting back there and just waiting to dink and dunk. And at that point, you got to remember, it's not 4,300 passing yards that are going to be based off of, him just air yardage. It's going to be, hey, these wide receivers, they're cutting open, they're breaking loose, they're busting ankles, they're kicking ass. Those are the ones that we're going to watch help him elevate that stat line. When you throw for a lot of yards, it usually means that you throw for a lot of attempts. Strike that, reverse it. When you throw for a lot of attempts, it means you usually throw for a lot of yards. Garrett Nussmeier is a perfect example of this last year. Nussmeier didn't have a run game. The offense became one-dimensional. They knew pretty certainly, hey, we want to be successful. We're going to have to uncork it down the field. We're going to have to let it fly. That will be Taylen Green. And Garrett Nussmeier finished with over 4,100 passing yards last season. Taylen Green, I think it's going to be 43. And I think he's going to finish with probably around 4,800 scrimmage yards this year, just because of the versatility of his legs, just because of his open field speed, just because of his ability to make defenders miss behind the line of scrimmage. And he is going to trust that factor because Bobby Petrino is going to let the playbook fly in a year where everyone's got to win. So I'm throwing that out there. But then comes the negative part. Much like what I said with Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier threw for 4,000 yards last year. He was the only quarterback in the SEC to accomplish that feat. He also was one of 3 quarterbacks to lead the conference in turnovers, especially with the interceptions. He had 12. Then you look at Taylen Green's numbers last year. Nothing bad. 60.4 completion percentage, 32 sacks allowed, a passer rating of 138.2, over 3,100 passing yards, 9 interceptions. You had Jaquindon Jackson. And Jaquindon Jackson wasn't even a 1,000-yard rusher. He had like 790, 780 yards. Unfortunately, I think that Braylon Russell is not going to meet that same capacity, which means you're going to be throwing a lot more, which means you're going to be throwing downfield more, which means defenses are prepared for playing in double coverage against a Omega Blake, playing in double coverage against a Monte Harrison, lining up against a Raylan Sharp and saying, we're going to force feed this. And if that ball is not perfectly placed 10 times out of 10, it leads to opportunities for second chances. Those second chances stay in the air just a little bit too long, and it leads into an interception turnover for the other team. I think that Taylen Green going to finish top 5 in total passing yards this year in the SEC. I won't be shocked if he finishes top 10 total passing yards in college football. But he's also going to have the most interceptions in the conference. So it's a negative, but it also is kind of a positive. Final prediction. Arkansas is going to win against 2 ranked teams. They're going to do it. I don't know how, but every single year, Sam Pittman finds a way to get it done. Last season, it was against Tennessee. We know what it was a few years ago in 2021. Remember what it was in 2022. They went down. They beat up on number 14 Ole Miss. Remember 2023. It was a dark, gloomy year, but they took LSU down to the wire. They took Alabama down to the wire. They took Ole Miss down to the wire. Any one of those things could be possible. They're going to also lose a non-conference game. I just hate to be the bearer of bad news. And I'm going to go an even step further. I fear they're going to lose to Memphis. I do. Now, this is just me saying that I think that they are going to lose that one game to make up for it. Because you're going to win 2 games. Usually, if you're an Arkansas fan, you're very happy that you win that one random game. You win that matchup against a number 7 Tennessee or a number 8 Ole Miss or a number 11 LSU. And you've done that before. But then you have to worry about the conference games. You already got Notre Dame on the schedule. And Notre Dame, whether or not we believe that Marcus Freeman and the Irish should be playing in conference before they get an automatic qualifying bid to the college football playoff, that's neither here nor there. they're going to have one of the best rushing attacks in college football. Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love are 2 top 15 players. They added in 2 exceptional wide receivers in the offseason, and they already have Jaden Greathouse, who I think is going to be great for Mike Denbrock's offense. And again, Marcus Freeman, the way he's recruiting, the way he's going about planning the right players, they're going to be well acclimated for that matchup in Fayetteville. That's a loss. Here's the other problem. I look at the schedule. You're coming off a game against Ole Miss on the road. What is that game going to look like? Is it going to be a 52-0 blunder like we saw last year and Austin Simmons comes out swinging and is saying, I am the next Heisman Trophy candidate? Lane Kiffin didn't need Jackson Dart. He was throwing dunks. I was throwing darts. Like that. Is that what we're going to hear in this game? Is the explosive plays going to be far too much for Arkansas secondary to handle? And this is where it comes back to me. Last season, I saw the same thing. Happen in Stillwater, Oklahoma. You allowed too many explosive plays in the second half, and it cost you. That might be the case for Memphis. Memphis is not going to be a great team this year. I don't think that Memphis is going to be one of those group of 5 contenders. Like Ole Miss has to play Tulane. I think that's a matchup to where, hey, the Green Wave roll on over the Fighting Rebels. Yeah, they're in the college football playoff. That is your group of 5 champion. I don't think that that's going to be Memphis this year. But what I will say is I have my doubts. I have my concerns. I think that there is going to be a game to where it just slips up for Sam Pittman. There is just no buy-in. Fourth quarter, major comeback for the opposing side. And with this being played in the Liberty Bowl, I get it. You won there the last time you were there. I just have this gut intuition. Arkansas is going to drop this game. And this is where Hunter Yurachek is going to say to himself internally, we got to go out and make a change. Even though I do think that you will win against 2 ranked opponents. Who were the 2? My early odds right now are Tennessee and Texas A&M. You're no longer playing in Arlington. You no longer have to worry about Jerry Jones ruining what was the Southwest Classic. This is going to be a home-be-home matchup moving forward. And I think that this is one of those games where Texas A&M, they may be coming off of a really trudging game. Maybe it's a win, maybe it's a loss. You take advantage of that. And then we don't know what Tennessee is right now, but you already beat them last year when they had Nico Iamaleava as their starting quarterback. Who's to say that Joey Aguilar is that much better? Their wide receiver room is that much better, and they lost a ton defensively. This might be the one to where we say, okay, Taylen Green, you want to earn a Heisman Trophy consideration? You want to be talked about on the highlight reel come Sunday morning? Answers out in Rocky Top. Let it fly. And he does. And it ends up being a reason why you get 2 signature wins, but you also have 2 heinous losses. Those are my predictions for Arkansas going into 2025. Number 1, Omega Blake leads all of college football in yards per reception. Taylen Green throws for over 4,300 yards, but he also leads the SEC in interceptions. And Arkansas wins 2 ranked matchups this year, but loses to 2 non-conference teams, including Notre Dame and Memphis. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. What do you believe is the biggest overall outlier going into this season? Like, review, hit subscribe. Hog Nation, you've been so kind to us. Continue to help us grow the channel, and make sure you check out all of our great work found at SECUnfiltered.com. Until next time, folks, I am Cole Thompson. Pig Nation, we ride.